am trying to make it better. I think I made it worse. Okay, this is a trend. I mess things up constantly. Hey guys, it's Ziya. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna do a warm fall makeup look. Just so happy that summer is over. It still kind of feels like it's summer because heat is just sticking around, but it's gonna go away and I am going to be very happy because heat and we do not mix. Yes, I am from California, but my neck of the woods in California tends to be on the chillier, foggy side. And that's all that I want. Let's start off with primer. I've actually never used this one, so this is gonna be new for me. Oh, and everything that I use is going to be affordable. Like you can find it at the drugstore or at Ulta. The drugstore side of Ulta, not the expensive MAC Urban Decay side of Ulta. Here I have the NYX Marshmallow Primer. It's supposed to like blur all the pores and everything. And I have some face demons that have been popping up lately. My hormonal acne has been absolutely insane. It makes me think that it's not even like hormonal anymore. It just wants to be this way forever. I love the way this smells. I'm gonna put some, ow, I stabbed my pimple. I definitely feel like it blurred my pores a bit. There's some brightening factors too. That is all good so far. Also, I just washed my hair this morning. It's my natural texture going on. Frizzy and lifeless. Onto foundation. I was going through a few different ones of mine and I was going to use the Shiseido one until I realized I am doing an affordable makeup look. And if I use Shiseido, that is very high. This is more like $14, I think. It's the Maybelline Super Stay Full Coverage Foundation. I have this in the shade 128 Warm Nude. I probably should have put concealer over my face demons, but I wasn't thinking about it. It has decent coverage with one layer, but I always like to go in with two just to get it full coverage. That was not a good transformation. Next I'm gonna go in with concealer. Here I have the L'Oreal True Match in the shade N12. Oh shit. So new to this product that I haven't totally gotten used to its texture yet. This one is quite thin and watery, but I feel like it has decent coverage. It's gonna get better, I promise. Trust the process. Instead of setting my under eye concealer right now, I'm going to let it sit for a moment while I do some cream contouring. For my cream contour, I use the LA Girl Pro Conceal. This is what usually works for me, this shape right here. Basically just around the edges and my nose. And we're just gonna blend it out. Now this is when I go back in with concealer and brighten up the areas that I need to brighten up. I'm just taking it on a little brush and putting a little bit. It's the same concealer I put on my under eyes. Now to set my under eyes, I'm using the translucent powder from Airspun. I used to bake with this stuff all the time, but over the last 2 years, I've really not been into baking. So instead of baking, I just pat some on my under eye and then dust it away pretty much immediately. A little bit down the center of the nose. And then I set all the other concealed areas as well, looking nice and egg-like. I realized that I didn't have any bronzers from the drugstore. I knew I had a Physicians Formula one, and I can't find it anywhere. So we're gonna use e.l.f. This is the Fiji Matte Duo. Comes with a blush and a bronzer. So I'm just going to bronze up my face a wee bit. I really hate how much you can see this pimple. It is driving me crazy. Like it casts a shadow. Ugh. And I've been using those hydrocolloid acne patches for days on it. It's like I have been doing it for 3 or 4 days, and every time that I take one off, there's literally like a bump of the stuff that it sucks out of your skin, which is gross. I'm sorry I had to tell you all that. I'm going to take the same powder on a smaller brush to contour my nose with bronzer, bronze my nose. I don't know. This is the only thing I have, so it's the only thing I'm using. Next I gotta move on to my eyebrows. First thing I'm gonna do is brush them out. And usually what I would do when I'm doing a full face of makeup is take a pencil, draw it in, then fill it in with powder. I'm doing it for years, and I haven't changed it up much because I like how it works. But right now I'm going to try using this Brow Sculpt Kit in the color Dark Brown from Makeup Revolution. It comes with a pomade, a powder, and a highlight powder. It also comes with a few tools, a little spoolie, two-sided angled brush, and a little set of tweezers. But I am not using those. I'm using my own stuff. I'm going to take a little bit of the pomade and see how this goes. Just gonna brush them out again and then fill them in with powder. It's looking okay so far, not like super bold like my eyebrows usually end up. I almost never use pomade, so this is a different experience. Now it's looking like my normal brows. I'm leaving the front alone for the most part. Wish the rest of my brows were as thick as the front portions are. I didn't want it to be so bold. I have no self-control, and so this is what I ended up with. I am trying to make it better. I think I made it worse. Okay, now I'm gonna try the little highlighter stuff. I haven't used this yet. It's okay. You know what? Moving on. Moving on to eyeshadow stuff, okay? Usually I prime my lids. And for some reason I was thinking, you know what? I'm not gonna prime my lids. But with things going bad already, it's not time to go off the routine. You know what I mean? So I am priming my eyelids with the NYX eyeshadow base. This is in the shade 3. Same process as usual. This is from Sleek. It's in the shade Back to Reality. And I just take that on whatever fluffy brush I have available. And I get that ready so that when I blend this out with my finger, I have the eyeshadow ready to go. I have 2 eyeshadow palettes here that would work for what I'm looking for. I have this one from Milani, the Most Loved Mattes palette. Comes with a ton of neutrals and warm shades. And I also have this beautiful Juvia's Place palette. How cute is this? It's freaking gorgeous. I'm going to start off with this shade right here. And I'm going to start buffing this into my crease. I have hooded eyes, so I bring the color a little higher than my natural crease. I also just found out that they have surgery that you could like remove excess skin. How cool would that be? Like, I don't want to lift it, like do this, but I just want to take away the excess skin. Not like a cat eye lift or anything, just cut off the excess skin. Because it's just, there's a lot here. Like, I like it so far. I'm going to take a clean brush and just buff the edges. It's not exactly clean. I used this one for the shade from Sleek. Want it to look nice and diffused up here. Now with the same brush, I'm going to take this beautiful shade right here. This is also going to go into my crease, but I'm not going to bring it up as high as I did the first shade. I'm also bringing it into my inner corner pretty heavily. I also got quite a bit of it on my lid, but I don't mind that because we're going to be putting something a little bit darker on there anyway. I'm going to take a little bit of this brown shade right here, and I'm putting that on the lid. My point is to kind of mix it in with the orange, packing it on, and then we're going to blend it all together. And yes, I've been going back in with this brush every time. Going back into the orange from the Juvia's Place palette, and taking this over the top of the brown, just along the crease to blend it all together more. And I'm going to take this burgundy-ish brown shade, and this is going to be for my outer corner. So we're just going to pack it right up in here. Once again, grabbing this brush and just blending. I feel like I went a little too heavy way on the outer corner. So I'm just taking a bit of my face powder that I used earlier, packing it on here just to calm it down a bit. Onto the lower lash line. I'm going to go in with the Juvia's Place palette again, and I'm going to kind of mimic what I did on my upper lash line on my lid. So we're taking the lightest shade. This is my usual routine. It's a formula that always works for my eyes. I take the lightest color, and I go all the way across, and then I take the medium color, and I start from like the middle. And then instead of taking the brown, I'm just going to leave the brown out from this. I'm going to continue on with the Juvia's Place palette. I'm going to take the deepest shade here and put that on the outer corner. And I go less than halfway through my eye. And then I just make sure it's blended out well. And I tilt this up into my eyeshadow and just blend it together up here. Then it's like seamless. And that's it for the eyeshadow itself. Now I'm going to go on to eyeliner. These are the 2 that I've been using. One's from Milani, the other one's from CoverGirl. The Milani one, I really like the applicator, but the color kind of is a grayish black, which sucks because it's supposed to be like black. So I go in with this first because I end up covering it up with the other one. This is just so I have something to trace over. My camera died while I was doing my eyeliner, but the difference that this makes is incredible. Also, like I said, I do have hooded eyes, so this is what my eyeliner looks like when my eye is open, and then when I'm closed. When my eyes are closed, this is what it looks like. The problem is getting this side to look just like this side, or this side to look just like this side. You know what I mean? You know how sometimes you have bad eyeliner days? That's what I'm having today. Anyway, I'm gonna put on my lashes. These are the Ardell Faux Mink 814s. They're really small on the inside, and they flare really big towards the outside, which is what I like most. I think it works well on my face. So I'm gonna put these on, I'm gonna fix my liner, and then I will be back. My lashes are on. I fixed the eyeliner as best as I could, but today is just not the day. Sometimes things just don't work out as planned. Next, I'm going to use my Wet n Wild On Edge Long Wearing Eye Pencil. This is a gel eyeliner pencil, so I don't feel like I'm stabbing myself in the eye as much when I do this. And I put my liner bottom lash line to about the middle of the eye. I don't like to go all the way to the inner corner because I feel like it closes up my eye a bit. For my mascara, I'm using the NYX Doll Eye Mascara, and I just take this very lightly on my lower lashes. On to blush. These are my two go-to drugstore options. The first one is the Milani Tea Rose Powder Blush, and the second has been worked over like crazy. That's the Wet n Wild Color Icon Mellow Wine Blush. I've been using this one for years and I absolutely love it. I'm gonna go in with this first. I usually use 2 to 3 blushes to kind of contour the face a little bit more. I go from up here and I work down. I don't want to go straight across or anything. Start from the top, work my way down to kind of give a more angled look. My face is very round, so I do what I can. Just taking it on a smaller brush and applying it to the nose. Now with this one, I'm gonna go just slightly above where I put the first blush, going in the same direction, just going a little bit higher on my face. And I try not to come too far in, but sometimes it still happens. This is a trend. I mess things up constantly. And once again, taking some of this blush here, putting it on the nose, a little bit on the Cupid's bow. I mean, it works. Now for highlighter, these are my favorite affordable options. Flexitarian from ColourPop. Love this stuff. A little bit goes a long way, so I've had it forever. And the e.l.f. Heart Defensor Coffee and Cream Duo. This stuff is absolutely amazing. I love it. So what I'm going to do first is take a little bit of Flexitarian, and I'm going to put this right on the inner corner. As you can see, it adds a whole ton of brightness on its own already. Just a dot of it under each brow and then blend it out. I'm just going to put a little dot of it right here and going up the nose. I usually skip like this line right here because I want to attempt to make it look like a button nose. When you look at it just from the front, it never works, but it makes me feel better. Next, I'm going to take this shade right here, pop this right on top of Flexitarian. Bumps up the brightness and like kind of sets it in place too. My same stuff right here. It is available on Amazon, and I'll try my best to find you guys a dupe, and a little bit goes a long way. So I put on my highlighter, and then I always go back in with whatever blush brush I was using to just kind of tone it down a bit. I like my highlighter, but I don't want it to take over my whole face. A little tiny bit on the Cupid's bow. I usually make 2 lines and then go over them like this. Now I'm gonna go into the lips. These are a few of my favorite affordable lip colors. Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. I don't know why I'm holding a bunch of stuff. Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. This is in the shade Fighter. The middle shade has a bit more of a red tone to it. It's also in the Maybelline Matte Ink Superstay. This was a special one. I think it was supposed to smell like chocolate. They came out with it last year. I think this year they came out with coffee colors. This is in the shade Cocoa Connoisseur. And lastly, this Milani lipstick. This is just like a regular satiny matte lipstick. And it's in the shade 450 Desire. Really like this one. And both of these dry down matte, but they're not drying. They feel really nice on the lips, almost like you're not wearing anything. So today I'm going to be using this one, Fighter. I'm going to be lining my lips with this liner from e.l.f. It's the one that Nabella came out with for her collection with them. But you can use any lip liner. NYX comes out with tons and tons of nude lip liners that work really well. I just don't have any on hand. Anytime I do a full face, I overline my lips because they're not like as full as I would love for them to be. A couple weeks ago, I told my sister about me wanting to get lip injections, and she was like, you have like fairly full lips. And I was like, don't lie to me. That's unnecessary. I could have done this without the lip liner, like overlined without the lip liner, because this has a really good tip right there, you can see. But these shaky hands, I don't trust them. Coming down to the end. So the last thing I do is I take this, I think this is also from Maybelline. I use a lot of Maybelline and Milani from the drugstore. Maybelline, Milani, e.l.f., NYX. Top 4 right there. Like I was saying, I take some of this. This is the dark brown mascara. This is what I put to keep my brows in place. And to kind of help the brow hairs look like brow hairs again. Like you can definitely see the difference. Like this just looks really powdered. And this has some type of definition. And that is the whole look. I still haven't done my hair. The natural texture isn't that bad. It's a little frizzy, but it's okay. Okay guys, that's the whole look. This is still popping out and bothering me, but you know what, we're gonna ignore it the best we can. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I missed my fingers completely. Did you see that? Like, comment, and subscribe down below if you have not already. Also, you can follow me on all my social media thingies if you want to. I hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you guys are staying safe and healthy. Be nice to each other and especially to yourselves. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Okay, bye.